In Module 3, Lesson 16, we're going to start looking at circles. You're asked to explore drawing circles like the one to the right using a compass. C is the center of the circle, and the distance between C and B is called the radius of the circle. It's from the center to any outside point. Take a moment to write your own definition for the term circle. So the given definition of circle, given a point C in the plane and a number that is greater than 0, the circle with center C and radius R is the set of all points in the plane that are distance R from point C. Consider what the distance between the spike and the pencil in a compass represent in this definition, which would be the radius, and the spike, the point of your compass, should be the center of your circle. Next, extend the segment CB to a segment AB, with A being located on the opposite side of the circle. Your segment then, your segment AB is the diameter of the circle. The diameter is twice or 2 times as long as the radius. Next, you'll measure the radius and the diameter of each circle on the page. The center of each circle is labeled C. So you'll write the measurements as line segments and then once you've checked your measurements, you'll need to draw a circle with a radius of 6 centimeters. Now, the ratio of the circumference to its diameter is always the same for any circle. The value of this ratio, circumference to diameter, is called the number pi and is represented by the symbol pi. Since the circumference is a little greater than 3 times the diameter, pi is a number that is a little greater than 3. We use the symbol to represent this special number because pi is a non-terminating, non-repeating decimal, and mathematicians use the symbol pi or approximate representations as more convenient ways to represent pi. So you will see pi is approximately equal to, that's what the squiggly equal sign means, 3.14 or 22/7. The ratios of circumference to diameter and pi to 1 are equal. And the circumference of the circle is pi times the diameter. In exercise 2, the following circles are not drawn to scale. You're going to find the circumference of each circle using 22/7 as the approximation for pi. So what we'll need to do is to multiply the diameter times pi. In the first case, we would be doing 21 times pi, which is 66 centimeters. In the second, we'd be multiplying 91 times pi, which is 286 feet. And in the third, we'd be multiplying 35 halves times pi, and that is 110 meters. In the next problem, the radius of a paper plate is 11 7/10 centimeters. We need to find the circumference for the nearest tenth, and we're going to use 3.14 as the approximation for pi. Remember, the formula for pi for circumference is pi times diameter. So if we're given a radius, we need to find the diameter by multiplying the radius times 2. So the radius times 2 would be 23.4. And then we multiply 23.4 times 3.14. Which is 73.5, and our units are centimeters. Next, the radius of a paper plate is 11.7 centimeters. Find the circumference to the nearest hundredth, which is what we just did. It was 73.51 centimeters. A circle has a radius of r centimeters and a circumference of c centimeters. We're going to write a formula that expresses the value of c in terms of r and pi. So we would say then that c is equal to 2 times r times pi. And you may see it as 2 pi r as well. This is all multiplication, remember, so the order doesn't matter because multiplication is commutative. Now in E, the figure is in the shape of a semicircle, and a semicircle is an arc that is half of a circle. So we need to find the perimeter of the shape using 3.14 for pi. So what we would do then is to find the full circumference, which is pi times diameter, and our diameter is given as 8 meters. So we'd multiply 8 times 3.14, and then we'll need to divide our answer in half to give us this part of our semicircle arc. and it's 25 and 12/100ths, which we're going to then divide by 2. Which will be 12 and 56/100ths. But then don't forget, we're looking for the perimeter of the shape, and the diameter across the bottom is also part of the perimeter. So we'll need to then add 8, giving us a total of 20 and 56/100ths, and our units are meters. So in our vocabulary, we want to make sure that we are familiar with all of the vocabulary for circle, to make sure that you read it through and are absolutely clear about the different parts of the circle and how to calculate the circumference. And then you'll move on to lesson 17, where we'll work with formulas and circles in greater detail.